The Institute of Public Administration, the training center for public servants, goes back far. The time may now be right to update and revitalize the Institute's infrastructure and also update its training formula. A partnership has been forged between the governments of Papua New Guinea and Australia. This report from Jacqueline Yalla.
A government delegation led by the Secretary for the Department of Personnel Management, John Cully, and Australian High Commission Minister Councillor Rod Hilton visited the Institute of Public Administration recently. The team comprises of secretaries to government departments. Before a tour began around the campus, they were briefed by the Director for Institute of Public Service, Angori Wewerang. The expedition started with the ICT lab filled with students studying diploma in public administration. After the ICT lab was the IPA's medical clinic and several other lecture rooms. There were many students studying various courses in public administration. Part of the student body took diploma in good governance, which is facilitated by the Department of Personnel Management. The expedition was an eye-opener for the visiting delegation. There was significant improvement in the quality of education offered there. The Canberra University of Technology also provided much of the training at the Institute, particularly in leadership and good governance. Under the agreement of both countries, a total of 1,100 PNG public servants have completed the program.
And that program, that partnership between our two governments has centres on a number of areas. The first is some important infrastructure development that we will be doing at both locations and sites.
The students will also have access to continue to University of Papua New Guinea after completing their studies. They were urged to carry out their responsibility in delivering service while representing the government in their districts and provinces.
Ownership is determined by leadership. That means public service must be owned by the leaders who are seated here. You've got to take ownership of service delivery. And the only way you're going to do that is to show the courage, show the determination, show the inspiration of people around you who are going to stand up and say, well, there is a true leader. There is a person who's able to change and make change and manage change, so that we should follow it.
One of their major roles is to implement the government's key policies and projects through the use of projects, DSIP and PSIP funds. The students were challenged to know their provinces well in terms of the number of hospitals, schools, and other developing infrastructures. However, public servants professionals must base their work on value and ethics framework.
So when this government said, we want to place the ownership of service delivery in the public service and the leadership, we took the challenge and said, how are we going to do this? Because there's the political will that the public service must deliver, and it says the leadership of the public service must deliver. How are we going to do it? So we came up with a framework that is going to guide the leadership of this country from every level of public service in the country. And it is called value-based and ethics leadership in the public service, where we are saying that all public servants must be value-based and ethical leaders who are going to deliver services to our people. And because of that, And because of the passion of the leadership in the public service and the political leadership, that framework is now being taken on by the Australian government through an MOU with the Australian government. And the birth of that MOU is the Pacific Leadership Governance Precinct.
Under this framework, private companies like SP Brewery has come on board. SP Brewery staff will have access to the institute to undertake the courses offered. Zaroma Serum, a student studying diploma in public administration, said the courses offered were great. However, due to not enough materials at the institute, remains a big challenge.
We have encountered challenges, and some of these challenges are like we have a lack of IT facilities which we want to be improved. Why I say IT facilities? Because we need to be equipped with the current changes in technology that would help us to carry out our duties. That is an important part of our duties. Secondly, we'd like to see improvement in the number of classes. Currently, we have less number of classrooms, and sometimes we are faced with a situation where we are looking for the classrooms. So we'd like the government to look into that, pump more money into building more facilities, and not forgetting the well-being of the students, the dormitories and the mess. These are other challenges that also contribute to our stay and getting the best out of the institution.